This is 5 on your side at 10. Focused on you.
They have resigned technically, which left us with no police services.
Tonight at 10, police officers turned in their badges and walked off the job for good. Good evening, everyone. I'm Kelly Jackson.
And I'm Brent Solomon. And Allred has the night off. New tonight, Robert Townsend explains why they suddenly resigned and who will now patrol the streets.
5 on your side learned Friday Belda City's only 3 police officers dropped a bombshell on their boss, Chief Danny Paulino. The officers suddenly resigned.
I can tell you this, wasn't expecting it.
The Belda City Police Department made the surprising announcement in a lengthy Facebook post. The post revealed the department only had 3 officers patrolling the streets for the past several months. The department cites financial hardships.
They're faced with a financial decision about whether or not they're collecting enough tax revenues to support a full-time police department.
And there's more. The police department's Facebook post also states the officers resigned due to, quote, internal issues with Belda City's mayor and board of aldermen. I tried to find out more about that.
Internal issues that would affect the operations or the administration, I'm unaware of that.
More than 1,100 people live in Belda City. Mayor Gwendolyn Buggs wouldn't talk on camera, but did confirm officers with the Pagedale Police Department will now handle calls in Belda City.
The city of Belda City is a close area with us in a partnership. All the emergency services will continue to go on.
It's a big issue.
Herb Jones has lived in Belda City for more than 30 years.
Whoever comes by here and patrolling the neighborhood is fine.
Meantime, Belda City residents concerned about their safety, officials say not to worry.
If they pick up the phone and call 911, a police officer will be there.
Robert Townsend, 5 on your side.
And the Pagedale police chief tells us St. Louis County Police will now patrol Floridale Hills. Next week, Belda City's mayor and board of aldermen will hold an emergency meeting to discuss the next steps.
Tonight, people across the bi-state are still cleaning up from yesterday's storms. Here was a look at some of the damage in O'Fallon, Missouri, where just over baseball-sized hail fell during the storm. Hundreds of cars were damaged. At the Travers Automotive and RV Group, the owners say they're looking on the bright side and turning the damaged cars into opportunity.
Things are starting to sink in a lot more today, but we had to be reactive and proactive and had to come up with a plan. And the biggest plan was getting new product in for our customers that want to buy stuff without hail damage on it and have the hail stuff available shortly for the consumers that are looking for big savings.
Travers expects hundreds of people to come out next Wednesday for the sale. Any cars with severe hail damage will be auctioned off the lot due to public safety concerns. Cars couldn't escape the hail on Interstate 55 in Illinois. This is video taken of some of the damage and has been viewed more than 75,000 times on social media. Drivers on the interstate say dozens of cars lined the road with broken windows and severe hail damage. Chief Meteorologist Scott Connell has our weather first forecast.
And Scott, we're headed into the weekend now. Should we be concerned about more storms?
We do not need to be concerned about any additional storms. The cleanup can continue. Fortunately, there's not a lot of tremendous tornado damage cleanup to do. Most of the tornadoes that occurred yesterday occurred in the morning. And the survey from the National Weather Service teams that were out today found 5 tornado tracks. They happened between 7 and 8 a.m. yesterday morning. All of them were rated EF0, less than 85 mile per hour winds. They were quick spin-ups lasting less than 10 minutes. No injuries, no deaths, with the exception of the one that was just a very short distance long up in Charlock on Lakeland Road near the Rock Road. The rest were up to our north across Jersey into Macoupin County. This was the longest one that went from just southeast of Fieldon off to the south. There's the one that was on Lakeland right by the Rock Road. The other thing we dealt with, of course, we all know, all that hail that rolled through the area yesterday, larger than baseballs for some of us. The good news is that that system has long pressed away, and we have quiet weather on the way for us this weekend. So no big storms for a few days. Thankful for that. Trending cooler for early next week and a hard freeze by Monday. More on that in a few minutes, Brent.
All right, Scott, we'll see you then. Tonight, a Richmond Heights man is behind bars charged with stealing an Israeli flag. Over the last week, police got calls for 4 incidents of vandalism and theft at a Jewish family's home. Police say Matthew Pisoni was caught on camera stealing a flag of Israel twice this month. They arrested him yesterday, charged him with stealing and harassment. Police are looking for 2 other suspects who were caught stealing a banner and a flag from that home on 2 other occasions this month.
The Ruby Tuesday near Fenton was heavily damaged by a fire this afternoon. Fire crews responded to the restaurant off Merrimack Station Road at about 4:30. We are told it started as a mulch fire that was put out, then rekindled and spread to the building. The restaurant has extensive damage both outside and in. No one was hurt. Tonight, a 13-year-old is facing assault charges for shooting another teen in Glasgow Village. Police say a group of teens got into a fight last night. The 13-year-old took out a gun and fired at a 14-year-old, grazing him. An eyewitness says she and her husband heard about 5 gunshots as they reached out to police. They also say it's not the first time there's been fighting or shooting on their street.
It's just sad because these kids, they don't fight like fist to fist. They pull guns and they want to shoot. You know, they don't have no shooting experience, and then you got younger kids that are out here with them. What if one of the bullets would have hit one of the younger kids? Because it's small kids that hang out with these teenagers.
Neighbors are asking for increased police patrols and for parents to discuss teen violence with their kids.
Well, it's been 1 week now since a Mizzou student disappeared after being kicked out of a Nashville bar. Friends last saw 22-year-old Riley Strain at a bar called Luke's 32 Bridge. That was on Friday, March 8th. Today, that bar said he was only served 1 alcoholic drink before security escorted him out. Surveillance cameras show Strain walking near the Cumberland riverfront. That's where law enforcement have focused their search efforts, in the area where his phone last pinged. Tonight, investigators have identified the human remains located on the Missouri River this week. 29-year-old Alexander Stark of Kansas City was found Tuesday near the Daniel Boone Bridge. Last month, Stark's family reported him missing after he entered the river in Washington, Missouri.
Claims on social media state that pregnant women in Missouri cannot get a divorce. Our Verify team's Ann Allred checks state law.
The question, is it true pregnant women in Missouri cannot get divorced under state law? Our sources, Missouri Law, Chapter 452.310, spokesperson for the Missouri court system, Dan Mizell, partner at Deputy and Mizell, and Anita Mannion, a professor of public policy at UMSL. Under Missouri law, when a person files a petition for divorce in the state, their paperwork needs to include certain information like the date of separation, the custody and child support arrangements for any existing children, and whether the wife is pregnant. And it's a law that's been around since 1973.
It's practice in Missouri that if the wife is pregnant, that courts do not finalize the dissolution. And part of that was meant to protect pregnant women so they would still have means and prenatal care and things while they were going through the divorce process.
And while a divorce cannot be finalized, our experts confirm there are no restrictions which prevent a pregnant woman from filing for divorce or handling aspects of the divorce like division of assets and debts. We can verify true. You cannot get a divorce finalized while pregnant in Missouri. In January, Missouri State Representative Ashley Ani introduced a bill that would allow a divorce to be finalized while the woman is pregnant. If passed, it would go into effect this August. I'm Ann Allred, 5 on your side.
What can Ann verify for you? Let her know by email. It's verify@ksdk.com.
Well, much more for you on this Friday night. Getting into the St. Patty's Day spirit, where parts of the bi-state are turning green this weekend. Well, folks, it's St. Patrick's Day weekend. Festivities begin tomorrow in downtown St. Louis. The annual St. Patrick's Day Parade kicks off at 20th and Market, traveling east towards Broadway. Dogtown is also getting into the spirit. Nearly 250 shamrocks have been springing up on sidewalks ahead of Sunday's big parade. Here's a look at the route that parade will take. It starts in Manchester and Mitchell, then heads down Tam Avenue. 5 on your side will be there and live stream the festivities on the 5+ app. That parade kicks off at 11 a.m.
And of course, we want to know, how is the weather going to be?
Yeah.
Scott on St. Patrick's Day and actually all
because
weekend.
we've had some really cold parades
Yes.
lately, and we're not sure about this.
This is going to be a fine weekend. You know,
Okay.
it's much better than what we saw yesterday. We're not dealing with any kind of storms this weekend, but Sunday's parade will be a little bit cooler. Sunday, you have the parade in Dogtown. You also have one in St. Charles. We'll get into those hour-by-hour forecasts in a few minutes, but look who's turned green tonight. It's the Climatron over at the Missouri Botanical Garden, just in time, of course, for St. Patrick's Day. And, of course, there's been a lot of news about cardinals lately, but this is a cardinal, a real bird. And you can see looking perplexed and confused, possibly by the recent weather that we have seen in St. Louis, because many of the meteorologists are a little looking the same way. We really have quiet weather for the next couple of days. There is a front to our north here. It's dropping out of Canada. This is going to drop down a bit of a cool down as we head through the end of the weekend, and a real chill as we head into the beginning of next week. We're down to 52 right now. 63 was the high. 56 is your normal high this time of year, so we are still well above average for this time of year. Temperatures tonight, well, upper 30s to lower 40s. Mainly clear, a few high clouds off to the southeast of St. Louis. Here's your Saturday forecast. There are parades tomorrow, downtown St. Louis, also in Belleville, also in Defiance. Beautiful afternoon. Few clouds, back into the 60s, close to 70 degrees. Here's the front coming in from the north. We are still warm tomorrow ahead of the front. Breeze will pick up. Few clouds rolling in later in the day. This front has no moisture, no storms, no rain. It scoots on through, allows cooler air to filter in. Sunday's highs, 40s north of St. Louis, lower 50s in town. Sunday, you have the parade in Dogtown. At 4 o'clock in the afternoon, also in St. Charles. It's looking pretty good for our parades this weekend. Dry weather for sure. Cool and brisk on Sunday. We'll take that. It's better than cold and snow. We've had that, or worse, cold and rain.
Oh, yeah.
But then look at Monday morning. We're down into the mid to upper 20s, even in town probably below freezing. Mid 60s heading into next week.
No, that's not bad at all.
It is.
No,
All
we'll take
right.
it.
Thank you, Scott. Thanks so much for joining us at 10.
Now, don't go too far. We have Corey Miller and Annie Kroll now with 5 on your sideline.